Hey guys, welcome back to Turntable Guy. On the bench today we've got a bit of a sad looking SL-D202. This was the replacement for the SL-D2. I believe there was a Q202 as well, and there may have been a 303, which is a full automatic. This is a semi-automatic. This one's a bit gross. As you can probably see, the amazingly enough, the hinge tabs are not broken, so that's good. But if you can see, the platter has that classic platter mat rot, and ugh, so disgusting. How you like that, eh? And this one not only has rot, it's warped too. Absolutely disgusting. This is going right in a plastic bag. I don't even want to touch it. And I'll tell the owner that he needs to get himself a new platter. Okay, so we threw that mat into a plastic bag. I'm not even going to bother to clean it. It's warped and it's really disgusting. And this platter itself is just full of this oil. Yuck. You've seen me do this before. I think it was on that SL-D2 that I serviced. Just check my videos. We're going to pull this platter up anyway in a minute. I just want to get some of this crap off before we go a little deeper. Let's quickly see how it's operating. So these D202s, they install a power switch. Power switch is a little sticky. Queuing. Something's clunking. Oh, maybe it was the auto return. That's quiet. Speed is not stable. So we'll have to clean those pitch controls. The reject stop button is operated by a solenoid. So this is very similar to the SLQ series. And unlike the SL-D2 and D3, they changed the tone arm to a more open style bearing, whereas the D2 and D3 had that circular style bearing. But I don't think we have anything too serious to do on this one. Looks like it's going to be basic service, but I haven't done one of these 02, 03 style decks yet. So there's your motor. The magnet's a lot different, eh? Changed it quite a bit. And you can see the motor's a little bit different here too. It's just it's right on this these coils here. This reminds me of my SLMA1. So some definite upgrades in the actual table itself. As well as the table is a little bit more sleeker. It's thinner, not quite as tall as the D2. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, and I think we'll do these screws together. Let's see what's inside. Not sure what this is. Looks like some kind of access panel, maybe for the bearing. is that Technics non-resonant plastic plinth and base. It's pretty heavy duty as far as the compound they used. It's very solid. The feet are quite a bit cheaper than the D2. Kind of flimsy actually, the back ones. I wonder if they're loose. One more. Heavy though, nice and heavy. Yeah, so it looks like that access panel is right over this gearing here. And you're presented with your, classic Technics looking design. What we're going to do here today is we're going to clean this speed pot. Get some contact cleaner. Get in there and give that a shot. Work her back and forth. There's a couple fine pitch controls here on the main motor board. Chip under here. I wonder what that is. Maybe an AN, is it an AN 6670, I think? Speed control chip that Technics used. Alright. The speed controls are electronic, so it's not really much you can do for as far as cleaning those. Here's our solenoid, which kicks out the auto stop and auto return. Other than that, not a whole lot to do on these. That's your cueing mechanism there. The grease looks a little dry. Not exactly super important. These aren't exactly parts that are going to freeze solid because we got metal into plastic. Not touching it. One thing we're going to look at, of course, is our main bearing. But on the Technics direct drive, you access that from the top. Okay, that's pretty good as far as that's concerned. If you did want to look at a Technics direct drive bearing, there's a little bearing cap here. Like that, and there's usually a little drop of something there, a little oil or something. You can actually clean that off, and what I do sometimes, clean, I put a little dab of synthetic grease. Just like that. And then put your cap back down. That's the synthetic grease I'm using. Good. Not going to touch that grease either. Not a whole lot to do on these ones. If they're working, they're usually working well. You don't really see too many issues with these tables. They're workhorses, just like the D2 was. very, very heavy. Let's see what's going on with these feet here. They're just the cheap style where they press fit through like this. So maybe they're just starting to, you know, get a little bit flimsy with age. Looks like the back ones are a little bit taller than the front ones. We won't put the screws back in for now. I'm just going to flip it over and do bearing service on it. All right. I like to use a Singer, which I'll show you the oil. You can get it all over the place. I just picked this stuff up from eBay. Actually, this one came from, like, I think Thailand. That's why there's this writing on here. I think it came from Thailand anyway. So Singer for mechanics, electronics, heavy instruments, sewing machines, bicycles, hand tools, home appliances, joints and hinges. It's great for Technics. I like it because it's lightweight. The Technics oil is a 10 weight, which is exactly what this stuff is. You just put a couple drops right at the top of the bearing here, and that will work its way down. And that's all the lubrication you need on these. Same for your SL-1200, any of the 1300, 1400, 1500, all that series, D series, Q series. You just lubricate your direct drive Techniques right there at the bottom of the spindle bearing, okay? Right there. Boom. Done. Okay. Let's see how our speed is now. Keying's nice. Drops nice and slow, which is great. Power on. And let's see. Oh, much better already. Oh, that's great. See, nice and stable now. Just a little bit of contact cleaner. There's your 45. So now 45 could use a little bit of an adjustment, right? So you can do that in the motor board. I'll probably do that off camera. It's just a matter of going in and hitting those pots right on the motor board. That way when you're switching between 33 and 45, you don't have to constantly play with your pitch adjustment. So you'd set 33 dead on right there. Close to dead on. It's nice and stable though. So when you hit 45, you want 45 to be stable too. In this case, it's a little fast, so you're gonna have to hit the pitch control just a little bit. But that's what those two fine adjustment trim pots are on the motor board. Okay. That's great. Very simple to service these ones, guys. You really don't have a lot to do. If you've got one of these tables, you're lucky. There's so little to do. And as far as the stylus is concerned, what we got here for cartridge? Shure. Now this is one of those Encore cartridges. So this is called an ME95ED. These were made in Mexico at the Shure factory there. This is crooked, so I'm going to readjust that. Our alignment on our Techniques is 52 millimeters from the tip of the diamond to the gasket on the head shell, and we are at 52. Excellent. This may even be the original cartridge. Let's clean the stylus. I always use a little bit dab of alcohol, 70% isopropyl, because I don't know where the stylus has been. So I do like to clean off, you know, the garbage that's on there. This one is particularly dirty. It's either dirty or broken. Okay, I'm gonna have a peek at it with my magnifying glass here. Oh, it's broken. Yeah, we got a bum needle. It's bent downwards. Yeah, it's shut. Oh well. So it needs a new stylus. So much for cleaning it. I do want to hear what it sounds like though. Make sure we can do an audio test. I'll just use one of my, I keep a spare head shell here with a cartridge that I know is good, and let's just quickly balance this up here. It's a Shure M91ED on a Technics head shell, old style. Okay, arms balanced, set her back, set your weight to 0. And this cartridge is, I believe, 1.5 grams. So right there, and anti-skate, 1.5 grams. All right, so I don't even want to put a platter on this thing. Let me see here. I think I have something plastic. There. We can put that down. That will protect my record. And let's plug it in. See what's going on here. It's pretty dirty, I gotta say. And somebody's been messing with the ground. This is a joke. Let's just clip that ground on. See if we get any hum from my cartridge. No hum. And there's sound. We'll just check basic operation here. And there's no platter on this, right? So there could be some vibration and noise transmitted to the needle. I just don't want to put even one of my crappy platter mats on there. It's too gross. Okay. Can't play that for too long. I do like to check the auto return because sometimes it does go back a little too soon. Let me just try that again. If you rush it, sometimes it won't go, but if you leave it playing on the record, see, I got to do that off screen because I can't leave it for more than 8 seconds or I'll get a copyright strike, especially on an album like this. But it sounds good, runs good. And like I said, there's very little to service on these things. So if you have a D202, congratulations, you get a great turntable. And it's a good sounding table too. Yeah, it's good to have one of these. It's just a piece of plastic. You can put it over. It's just good for testing and stuff. So anyway, guys, that's a fast one. I haven't had a lot of turntables come in. We had a death in the family, so haven't been bringing in a lot of tables recently, but going back to servicing a little bit more here. and I hope to get some more interesting turntables. I do get a lot of Technics. That's because Technics sold a ton of turntables back in the day. So you're going to get a lot of these coming back for service, right? So I hope that doesn't bore you too much, but there are some slight differences between models, and it's always good to document it as far as the service is concerned. So that's the SL-D202. Thanks for tuning in as always, and I will catch you in the next video. Have a great day.